This podcast is certified fresh. Freshmediaworks.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Marketing Drive. I'm Chris Doelle, and this is a show where I use my commute time to talk about one actionable marketing idea, one tip, one trick, one tidbit to help you get more customers, to help you make more sales, to help you get more money. I want to talk about content marketing. This came up in our Business Success Academy, one of our FIRE meetings, and you'll hear a lot about these. Somebody was asking about content, and I just wanted to share this with the rest of the world. What is content marketing and why you should be content marketing? Most of you probably already know and understand content is king, and understand that you live or die by your content. Well, I'm going to back up and explain it. You know, if all you have to interact with the world is a billboard or a storefront with a price tag on your product or service, or a website that says click here to buy, if that's all you have, then your only conversation with your potential customer is a sales conversation. It's buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. That's wonderful if they are searching for your product or service. That is a great means to an end. But what about if they're not searching for your product or service? They don't know they need your product or service, or maybe they don't know you offer it. And, you know, they don't think of you when they think of product or service X. Well, that's where content marketing comes in. And content marketing is basically you putting information out there and building your brand, being seen as an expert. That could be as simple as a blog post. You do a weekly blog post that talks about your subject matter. If you're a real estate agent, you talk about here's the pitfalls about buying real estate, or here's what you should check with your realtor about when selling real estate, or here's what you should know about home inspections, or here's new regulations coming out. There's thousands and thousands of subjects that you can write about. That is content. That's written content on your website. And then, of course, you share it out on your social medias. That was very effective. It's still decent, but it was very effective 15 years ago, right? Because it was a unique bunch of people who were doing it. Very few of us were out there blogging. I was blogging 3 times a day, and it worked. It built my company. But now, it's things like shooting YouTube videos. It's things like creating podcasts, and I'm talking audio when I say podcast. YouTube is a video cast. But either one of those are content. That is getting your story out in front of people, and it's wrapped around useful information. And I tell everybody in your content marketing plan, 90% of the time, you should educate or entertain. And only 10% of the time say, oh, by the way, I offer XYZ. And do it like that, just by the way. Don't do it as a, buy it from me, buy it from me, buy it from me. You know, that drives people away. That scares people. And even don't try to get slick and you know, corner people into buying. Just put it out there. Here's what I offer. But more importantly, I want to talk about this subject, or I want to interview this person, or I want to tell this story. That will keep people coming back. And over time, it will raise their perception of you, because you have now been delivering useful information to them, useful content to them. And what happens when you have somebody who is always giving? Well, the law of reciprocity says you want to repay them. So if you get an opportunity to pay them back, you would do so. You know, I do that with this show, right? This show is content. It is me giving information over and over and over and over again. You can listen to hundreds and hundreds of episodes And what is it? It's me telling you, hey, this is something you should know about content marketing. This is something you should know about podcasting. This is something you should know about which of the social media platforms serve which demographic. I've got shows on all of this. I've got shows about networking. I've got, you name it. And, I'm going to continue to give that content with the hopes that when you do need some marketing, first, you're going to go, oh, yeah, I know a marketing guy. Chris, he's always sharing good marketing information. I'm going to call him and ask him about my question. Or I need this service. I'm going to ask him who provides this or if even he does. So that's the key with content. Another form of content is a written book. Yeah, that's what it is. You think about the authority that comes with having written a book. Yes, it's not the same as it was 20 years ago because you had to jump through all kinds of hoops 20 years ago to write a book. You had to get approved by a publisher and you had to pitch it and it was just an ordeal to write a book. Now you can self-publish through places like Amazon and Apple and Libby and all these other places. You can self-publish, but that doesn't demean the value of that written book. The fact that you've written a book, the fact that I've got 5 books written now is kind of a feather in my cap, right? That at the very least they know, oh, well, he's serious. He's not quitting because it's not quick and easy to write a book. Yeah, it's getting easier with AI. But again, those will be found out. Those will be sorted out. Those will be marked as AI written. So I'm not worried about the competition from AI authoring. But again, that's content. Another thing you can do, in the past, you used to compile all your blog posts, and that was a book. Now you can compile all your YouTube videos. You can compile all of your podcasts on a certain subject and make a book out of it because some people like to consume in book form, whether it's electronic, whether it's physical in their hands, or audiobook. People like to consume in different ways, and that's what you're doing is you're making your content available in multiple formats. And at the end of the day, that drives customers. That drives people to value you. So hopefully I didn't ramble on too much there about content, but I think it's important to understand what content is and why it works. And why if you're not creating content, you're just hoping somebody walks upon you, happens to walk past you. That works fine if you have a kiosk in the mall. But you see those people with the kiosks in the mall, right? They're flagging people down. They're saying, come here, hey, smell this, or, hey, they're doing whatever they can to get people over because even that doesn't work anymore. People just don't, go off and unless they're specifically looking for something, they rarely, I shouldn't say rarely, there are people who go shop. I'm not a shopper, but I know there are people who just go around and browse. Yeah, but this takes it from 10,000 people in a busy mall in a day to 10 billion people on the internet being able to browse your wares and your skills and builds a much stronger connection. If I buy something from the Foot Locker, I don't have a strong connection with them. It's a place. It's a means to an end. It's a place that has shoes. But if I have a podcast I listen to of somebody who loves shoes, he's a sneakerhead, not just for the collectors, but for the, this one does this one has this kind of support, this one wears better, this one, whatever his expertise is. Then when that person says, hey, this cool shoe is available, I'm using it, it's amazing for XYZ, whether it's hiking or whatever, and when you want one, that's who you're going to buy it from. You're going to click on his link, So, again, I'm rehashing it, but that's what content is, and that's why content is king. That's why content is important. That's why it's publish or perish, and that's why you keep listening to this. All right. Thanks so much for listening, and keep it real.
You've been listening to The Marketing Drive with Chris Doelle. To learn more about how Chris can help your company get more customers, call 713-269-4620 or visit us on the web at freshmediaworks.com.